So I am back before you, honored to close this critically important convening. And I thought, because it is the end of an information-filled, inspiring, and emotionally gripping day, and because I'm sure that I am not alone in having a lot of important information to process at this point, I thought I would go easy on you and use this time mainly to share a quick story. A personal story, a true story, something that happened to me not that long ago in the first half of September. So many of you know that among the many positions I'm fortunate enough to hold, the most critical one is as mom. I have two boys in 3rd and 5th grade. So I'm going to imagine you to picture this. It is night. It is, in fact, 3 a.m. I went to bed tired, and I am sound asleep when my youngest, who is about a week shy of his 8th birthday, comes into the room, and he wakes me up. So every parent in this room has had this experience, I'm sure. And with all the empathy and motherly love that I can muster, I say, "Why are you in my room?" And he says, terrified, "There's a cat in my room." So we don't have any cats. And there are some feral ones in the neighborhood that get in the yard, but they avoid people. So I reply, "There is no cat in your room." To which he says, "Yes, there is." And I can tell by the sound in his voice that he's upset, be it from a nightmare or a shadow that moved the wrong way. And I weigh my options. Do I send him back to bed by himself? Just run along, you're almost 8. Or do I drag myself out of bed, go investigate, help him confront his fears, and in all likelihood, tuck him back in? So I choose kindness. I muster the energy to walk down the hall, and I open the door, and I take a look around. There's no cat. There is, however, a raccoon. True story. So I am telling you this story for 2 reasons. And this is not the first time that parenting has taught me valuable life lessons that are applicable elsewhere. First reason I'm telling this story, it's an important reminder that when someone else with a different experience speaks to you, especially when they come to you for help, that we have to make the effort to listen. Progress is only possible when we make the effort to value their story. We all have knowledge and power, as I think has been demonstrated by a number of our speakers today, based in our experience, whether that's mine workers or self-described environmentalists, whether that's educators, young people, government officials, business leaders. Our longest lasting solutions are going to be found by genuine listening, trust, and by finding a way forward that works for as many stakeholders as possible. Secondly, it's important to recognize, this is the second reason I'm telling this story, it's important to recognize, however, when concrete action is needed. When this happens, it no longer matters that it's 3 a.m., right? Or that I'm tired. There's a raccoon in the house. And no responsible adult is going to walk away and ignore that fact. Urgent problems require decisive action. Our real challenge is not in scientific understanding about what is happening with our changing climate. It's that it's an urgent problem that requires us to work with multiple stakeholders. Tricky, but I believe it is doable. And events like this summit today renew that faith. This is the end of our day together, but we are only at the beginning of our regional conversations on climate change. I say again, as I said at the beginning of today, there's no reason for this to be about partisan politics. Climate change is affecting both Republicans and Democrats. It is happening in the city of Pittsburgh, and it's happening in Washington, Pennsylvania. You know, we've heard this again and again today, but meeting the challenge before us is all of our shared responsibility. And everyone here is a vital part of our collective response. Even with as many people as we heard from in all the presentations, panels, and workshops, I know there are so many more people here who are already actively engaged in efforts that will make the difference in our ability to meet the challenges of today and tomorrow. We've talked a lot today about hope, about purpose. Someone recently asked me, kind of as an icebreaker kind of question, what is it that keeps you up at night and what inspires you in the morning? And I have to say we've covered all of that today. You know, it's this room full of educators, advocates, policymakers, and private enterprise. This is a room full of ideas, hopes, information, expertise, plans, and deeds. I am confident that we will together demonstrate that a thriving economy and a thriving environment go hand in hand here in southwestern Pennsylvania. I do believe that we can learn from each other and build for the region and the world a practical, effective, prosperous future that will last. Before I release you from our structured agenda and invite you to informally continue the conversations in the reception just out to your left, there are a host of people that need to be thanked for this event coming together. Specifically, again, the Heinz Endowments, and I need to especially acknowledge Donna Evans-Sebastian and the team at Push 7 for creating casual miracles every day for months in logistics and planning for this event. Thank you to all the individuals and all the organizations that lent their knowledge and expertise to bring such important content to us today. Thank you to the rest of the Sustainable Pittsburgh team, for whom it has been a very busy week. But most of all, thank you to everyone here, attending, volunteering, participating in this gathering today. Hopefully you've learned something, and perhaps more importantly, connected to someone or to some resource that will make your work easier. Whatever piece of this puzzle you hold, whatever motivates you to engage, whatever impact you are having, remember that a collective problem won't be solved by one of us or by a small number in the end, but by all of us in every sector, engaging and creating new possibilities for tomorrow. Thank you.